सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Together we'll chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verses 1 to 10.
अथ पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थम् प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित् अधश्चोर्ध्वम् प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखाः गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवालाः अधश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी निर्माणमोहाजितसङ्गदोषाः अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः गच्छन्त्यमूढाः पदमव्ययम् तत् न तद्भासयते सूर्यः न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः षष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः।
So last time we were doing a very famous verse from the Bhagavad Gita, which is the 6th verse of chapter 15, where it says, Na tat bhasate suryaha, na shashanko na pavaka. There, the light does not shine, not of the sun, not of the moon, not of the fire. What is it trying to tell us? It's trying to tell us that these are the various sources of illumination. What is the source of illumination? There's direct, there's indirect, and there's man created. So direct is sun, indirect is moon, and fire is created by man. So these are the three sources of illumination. Because of this illumination, you see things. So this is a metaphor. It's a metaphor for our comprehension, for our understanding. How do we see things? I don't mean with the eyes, but how do we perceive it? How do we understand it? Through our intellect. So when we understand things with our intellect, we understand everything that is over here only with our intellect. How else would you understand it? But na tat bhasayate suryaha, na shashanko na pavaka. There, this intellect will be of no use. No conditioned consciousness will be of use to us in understanding that unconditioned state. All the PhDs and Nobel Prizes in the dream do not help you understand the waking state. That is what it's talking about. How much will you collect over here by which you will understand God? Nothing. The answer is nothing. Na tat bhasayate suryaha, na shashanko, na pavaka. There the sun does not shine, nor the moon, nor fire. Yat gatva na nivartante tat dham paramam. So anything that you achieve in this world, by very definition, is a passing phenomenon. But there is one thing available to us for our achievement, which will never be, will never go. Yat gatva, which having got, na nivartanti, there is no return. Tat dham paramam, that dham, that final goal is me. So when you realize the self, that you have achieved realization, will never go. Now, to that, most of you will think, now, Pagani, when will our realization come and when will we achieve this this wonderful state, which having achieved, we will never lose it. But the fact is, it's true not only for realization, but for every step you take in the journey. Whatever vasanas you have lost because you have grown up, you can't get them again. That is why the spiritual path is referred to as a bridge, where every time you take a step, the previous portion dissolves. All growth is like that, isn't it? You become a teenager, then the childhood is gone, and then you become an adult, and then teenage is gone. Now, however much you may, suppose you have a lot of teenage problems, your girlfriend has left you, and your friends are not talking to you, all teenage problems are going on in your life. Can you ever go back to the joys of childhood? You will stay with the problems of teenage life, but you cannot go back to playing with a Barbie doll again. So, as you evolve in life, whatever effort we put in evolution is the only effort which is not lost. Do you remember when we did chapter 2? I don't know how many people were there when we were doing chapter 2. But if you remember it, if you were there, then I know Shilpa, Mahesh, you all were there when we were doing chapter 2. Do you remember anything from there? He describes this path and he refers to this path as a path where there's no loss of effort. Do you remember that beautiful line? This is the one thing where there's no loss of effort.
అన్నం పెట్టలేదు మీరు పెట్టుకోవాలి టుడే
What? when we are, when we take the slightest step ahead in the spiritual path, there is no coming back. It is also known in the Bhagavad Gita as what happened? Lost concentration, no, because of the interruption. It's also known as Abhi kiya yaar.
No loss of energy,
No loss of effort.
loss of effort.
It is the path of no loss of effort. It's a very interesting construct. So anything else, suppose you earn money, you can lose it. You get a great relationship, you can lose your partner or lose the relationship. You get a beautiful piece of furniture, you can lose it. You can lose anything in this world. But there is one thing you cannot lose, and that is your spiritual growth. And that is the one thing which is the least important to us. Very interesting. You know, whatever in this life you have got, when you die, you're going to leave it here. But there is one thing that you take with you. Why are we not concerned with that one thing? In here, you have no guarantees that anything will last. Your spiritual growth will last. When you die, as it is, you know everything will be left behind. But your spiritual growth will go with you. So when you say your spiritual growth will go with you, what does that mean?
You will carry your knowledge.
Okay, what does that mean?
That your new vasanas will go with you.
Very good. That your vasanas are what they are, right? Those vasanas which you currently have, suppose I died this second, what is, what is with me? Just the vasanas I have. If I've got 100 vasanas, then those are with me. If I got 50 vasanas, then those are with me. So should I not put my effort in reducing these vasanas? And if you are born in the next janma with lesser vasanas, what will happen?
Faster route to self-realization.
It will be very easy for self-realization.
Okay. Kalyan, I didn't hear what you said.
Same thing, I said faster route to self-realization.
Yes. What else will happen?
Get peace and prosperity.
You get peace and prosperity. Remember all this? We studied all this, remember? He said, hey, suppose I am a rent cloud. Suppose I don't achieve in this life realization. What will happen to me? To which Krishna tells him, Suchi Nam Shrimatam Gehe. In the house of, you will be born in the house of the Suchi Nam Shrimatam Gehe, in the house of those who are peaceful and prosperous. And if you have gone very much further in the path, then what will you get? Then you will get. Yeah, go ahead. Is that you, Omkar? Vedanta wisdom is whom?
Sorry, that's me. You'll be born in the family of wise yogis.
You'll be born in a family of wise yogis. So what is your loss here? You've got no loss here. You've got gain and gain only. This is a path of only profit. No loss of effort whatsoever. Yes, Komal?
Hari Om Janki ji. So this question often comes to my mind, is there a guarantee that if we are studying, we are on a spiritual path, we'll be getting Manushya Janma only, and there is no fallback to lower any animal or any other plant or mountain. There is no possibility. I have not studied a lot, but this question comes to me.
I don't
Is
know
it?
if that's a possibility or not a possibility, but you can use the rationality involved. What is the rationality involved? You will be born with your vasanas. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Now, if you have vasanas to be a flower, then you'll become a flower. If you have vasanas to be a monkey, then you'll become a monkey. If you have a vasana to be a whale, you'll become a whale. Correct?
How do we differentiate that this vasana will lead to this and this vasana will lead to this?
I mean, just through common sense, if you like to jump on trees and you like to keep roaming around and you like to just keep chattering whole day without thinking at all, and just grab whatever comes next to you, then you may be born a monkey. If you like to swim in the ocean and eat very, very small bits and bits of food, but lots and lots of, you may be born a whale. You have to assume
So it's all assuming and maybe.
yeah, obviously, because how you can't do a mathematical.
Because they can't study. If I'm studying and I'm doing, so other animals, they can't study. So I'll be carrying this vasana of studying with me and increasing my knowledge. So this vasana means Manusha Janma only.
No, depends on what you did with this vasana. If you inculcated it, you developed it, and this is what you wanted, then obviously you will have to have an embodiment where this is possible. That's what I'm telling you, it's just simple common sense. It's not an assumption. If you developed vasanas for wearing many different types of shoes, like Imelda Marcos, she had what, 3,000 pairs of shoes. Now, it'll be very difficult for her to be born an animal. Like, which animal will wear those? Maybe she can be a horse, but then she'll get only 4 shoes. So, difficult, no? Because
It's a
embodiment is the result of your vasanas. So, if you want to wear shoes, you want to study mathematics, you want to study Bhagavad Gita, how will you do it in an animal incarnation? But if you somehow manage to create desires that can only be satisfied by an animal incarnation, like that man who wanted to only eat humans or something. I mean, I don't know whether it's true or false, that's the reported thing.
It's a sum total of our previous janmas, so many other janma karmas also.
Again, you've gone back to an old idea which you've had, which I've told you multiple times. All your old actions, all your old desires, all your old thoughts are your today's vasanas. Today's vasanas. Whatever has happened in the past is today's vasana.
Yeah, it's a culmination of, and whatever I'm doing today, that is going to be the future.
If I were to die this very second, then what I am now will continue. If I'm going to die 50 years later, then what I've done from this moment to that 50 years later point will continue. But it's all your vasanas. There's nothing other than vasanas here. Okay?
Thank
you. Said what? Also, animal birth is not really going back on the spiritual path. There's a story of one sage who was born as a deer in his last birth. Yeah, whichever birth you take, you can't go back. That's a given. That's part of it. Yad gatva na nivartante tad dham paramam mama.
No, I think that's what Komal was asking is like in her head, I think she thinks that animal birth is somehow going back. That's how she started her question. That's what.
No, I don't know whether her point is not going back or not. Can you get an animal birth?
Yeah, but she asked that question because of that earlier point.
Advocate Giri for her. If she asks that question, she will ask. You have a question, you ask. Otherwise, let her ask for herself. Prakash's iPhone. We have born as human being after crossing 84 lakh yonis. Then how can we go back to animal kingdom other than being born as human form? Is it right or not? Now this 84 lakh yonis can be speculation, can be allegorical, can be explanatory of the fact that it takes that there are 84 lakh yonis, and of that you are fortunate enough to be a human. That you've actually been a mosquito, an ant, and all. I don't know how you can establish that, because remember that your embodiment will always be the result of
past actions.
Vasanas.
Vasanas.
Correct. So now, unless you had the vasana for a mosquito, how will you be a mosquito? How can you assume everybody had vasanas to be a mosquito? You can't make all these assumptions, right? So There are 84 lakh yonis. Basically, what does it mean? It means there's innumerable yonis, and we are fortunate that we are born humans. That's all it means. Now, going back is not possible, but becoming an animal is possible, but not probable. I mean, it is possible if you are really inculcated such vasana. Suppose you want to just be killing all the time. That's all the vasana you have inculcated. Then it is quite possible that you will be born a tiger or, I don't know, any carnivorous creature who spends his life killing. It's possible. But it's highly improbable. And why is it improbable? Because as a human being, it's difficult to think you only want to kill. You don't want to do anything else. You don't want to go to the restaurant and eat good food. You don't want to read a book. You don't want to watch television. You don't want to do, anything at all. Only kill. It's not difficult to assume that you can bring your vasanas so strongly to that. But let us say that a person does. Then his vasanas will determine the embodiment. Remember, there is no judgment here. It's only cause and effect. As your vasana, so will be your embodiment. There's no judgment or it's terrible or it's good or it's bad. There's no bad because anyway you can't go back. Wherever you are, you are. You're only one way forward. And the other way is there is no way, you're sitting. But if you get up and you start moving, you can only move forward. There's nowhere else to go. Okay? Right. So, what is that state? He's told us two important descriptions of that final state. One is that it cannot be comprehended by your intellect. It cannot be illumined by anything in this world. Many people try to understand it through their intellect. It just can't be done. By definition itself, it is that which transcends the intellect. So that's why he says the sun doesn't go there, nor the moon, nor fire. Meaning that no conditioned knowledge can help you get an unconditioned state. Obviously, na? What knowledge in the dream will help you understand the waking state? You can gain all the knowledge of the world in the dream. It will not help you with reference to the waking state. You can get all the money you want in the dream. It will not help you with reference to the waking state. So nothing in the dream state can help you with reference to the waking state. Similarly, neither your perception, nor your emotion, nor your thought can help you with reference to the self, to understand the self. So he has not said perception, emotion, and thought. He has said only thought. Thought means, that's why I use light. Light is representative of understanding. Now, why does he talk only of understanding? Because when you say you can't understand it, that means nothing else can be done. Your intellect is your subtlest equipment. If you cannot understand it, then what else are you going to do with it? So that's what he means. Yat gatva na nivartanti. So this is a traditional way of teaching. Traditional means in the sense authority. He's making an authoritative statement, an authoritative declaration, saying that if you go there, you cannot return. Otherwise, you could very well say, you're making me put in so much effort, and I'll do all this. And then who knows? Again, my whole samsara may start. Then again, I have to repeat this whole thing. So he's telling you, giving you an authoritative declaration that having gone there, you cannot come back. It's like, suppose, we were working out all the details. We are doing this course, hopefully starting in September, and affiliating with another university till ours starts. And we're writing out the course. And so much work we make people do from 5 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. It will really work. Now, suppose they can ask this question, you will make us work so much, then once we gain this knowledge, will it disappear? So the answer is no. Anything else may disappear. This is going to stay. Everything else in our life will come and go. People will come and go. objects will come and go, beings will come and go, good days, bad days will come and go. But this knowledge that we have gained will always be with us, if we have gained it. Verse 7. Mamayvamsho jivaloke jivabhutas sanatanaha manashashtanindriyani prakrutistani karshati. Mamayvamsho jivaloke jivabhutas sanatanaha manashashtanindriyani prakrutistani karshati. Mamayvamsho jivaloke jivabhuta sanatana. Mamayvamsha, mama amsha, a small amsha of mine, jivaloke, in this world of jivas, in the living world, jivabhuta has become a living being. So a small amsha of mine in this world has become a living being. But what kind of amsha it is? It is sanatana. It is an eternal amsha. Manashashtani. Shashtani is the sixth. Manashashtani indriyani. So you know that there are 5 senses, right? Now, when these 5 are associated with the mind, these 5 gain illumination. For instance, if you are now paying attention to the class, and if there's any noise going on anywhere, somebody is telling you, come for breakfast, come have lunch, see a bird that has come out, you won't hear all that because your attention is on the class. So unless your mind goes to something, your senses become incapable of seeing it. Only when your mind is associated with the senses can the senses function. So they say mana shashtani indriyani. The mind and the senses, basically, that's what it's saying. Because unless the mind is there, your senses are powerless. You enter a room, 5 people enter a room, 5 people will see 5 different things. Imagine that a teenager enters. Then the teenager's attention is totally on, is that boy there or is that girl there? All the teenager can think of. Oh, that cute boy from my college is there or not there, whatever. Suppose a person who's on a startup enters. What will he say? He'll say, oh wow, this person is here. Maybe I can make a pitch to him for my startup. Each person enters and he's seeing different people and it's a different environment. A mother with a young daughter to marry will look at other mothers with young sons. अच्छा, उस बहन जी से बात करते हैं, का तो बेटा होगा ही, अच्छे घर के लगते हैं. So everybody entering that room has their own little samsar going on. If you walk down a corridor, let us say you're walking down a corridor of a hostel, like a student's hostel, you walk down the corridor. Every room opens to a different world. Every single one of them. Some will have these books, some will have those books, some will have these games, some will have those games, some will be messy, some will be clean, some will have lots of people in it, some will be like, door shut, don't enter my room. Every door on that corridor opens to a different world. And each one of them are a rabbit hole. You get into any one, it'll become a rabbit hole for you. And it has its own chamatkar, that particular world, whatever it is. Now, why is our experience of this world so different? Even when you're in this class, some people hear something else. Some people are inspired by something. Some people have not even heard that thing. What is the difference?
The mind.
The difference?
Quality of mind.
The mind, right? So that's why he said, Mana Shashtani Indriyani. Mana Shashtani Indriyani means the sixth of the five senses. So you say, why are you including that? Because the senses will do nothing without the mind. It is only the mind's involvement that makes you see or hear or taste or smell or touch. I mean, what you will hear or smell, the senses will of course do that, but what exactly are you seeing or hearing or smelling or tasting or touching is determined by the mind. So this is what karshati. Karshati means attracts. So basically it's giving us the human composition, which is what there is the self and there is matter. Same thing what you've heard before. But he's just putting it in a different way. He's saying this mama amsha sanatana. Mama sanatana amsha jiva loke jiva bhuta. I am converting it to prose in the hope that you will understand the prose better. Do you all understand it? If it's converted to prose, do you get the gist of it? Do no? So Sanatana Amsha, Mama Sanatana Amsha, my eternal Amsha. So what is that referring to? Atman, obviously. Right? And then there is the Jiva Loke in this living world. Jiva Bhutaha, it became a Jiva. By doing what? By associating itself, Karshati means attract. But by what? Associating itself with the senses and mind. It is a tradition of the scriptures to always use one to mean other things. Like in the Upanishad, they say hear it. Hear it means see it, smell it, taste it, touch it. It refers to all the senses. So here when he says mind, you have to understand intellect as well. Because your interests lie in the mind and intellect. So it's a very poetical way of telling you something which you have already studied. I hope you all know that every one of you is made up of, please tell me.
Self and
Spirit and
matter.
matter.
Sorry, do one at a time.
Spirit plus matter.
Okay, say it fully.
Body, mind, intellect, and self.
Very good. The body, mind, intellect, and self. So he's covered it all, right? He says, Mama Sanatana Amsha. So that means Atman, my eternal, a bit of myself. Now, please don't understand like there's a bit somewhere. It does not mean a bit. What it means is when we refer to the whole, we call it Brahman. And we refer to it within ourselves, we call it Atman. All right? They're not two different things. Just like when you refer to the room in the space, or you refer to the space in the room, you say this is the room space, and outside is the outside space. But there's no division in it. It's the same space. The walls of the room are not going to cut the space. So the walls of my body are not going to cut Atman. So it's the same Atman inside, outside. But since it is within a small bit, he is referring to it like that. It is that part, that bit which is here in that sense. So don't understand it as everybody has a different Atman. That's not what he's referring to. Like you can't say we all are in different space. We are not. The space is the same. This room may be different. So the bit of space in the room, in that sense. So the Atman within, the Indriya, which is your body, and the Mana, which is your subtle body. So this combination is the living being in this world of living beings. So a portion of my eternal self, having become a being in the living world, abiding in Prakriti, attracts the senses with mind as the sixth. Okay. Clear, no? I mean, this verse should be clear because you have already studied this in good depth already. And obviously you understand that unless the Atman identifies with unless the Atman is associated or attracted or identified with the body-mind intellect, the body-mind intellect cannot function. Only when that connection is there, just like electricity has to be connected to the bulb, only then will there be light. All this you have already studied. Anybody has any questions on this? I just do it quickly because I think most of you know all this. Anyone's new in class today? No, right? Today I'm not seeing. Oh, you have a question, Deepaj? Go ahead.
So this last point you made, that the body mind intellect has to be powered by the self. So my question is, when a person achieves self-realization, he just knows that he's not the body mind intellect, but but that body mind intellect, whatever it is, it's still being powered by the self. It is just that he has made the dissociation. Correct?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's as much as you can understand from here. Okay. Anything else? Okay, let's go to verse 8. Shariram yadavapnoti yachapyukramatishvaraha गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् यत् शरीरं यत यत् अवाप्नोति यत् च अपि उत्क्रामति. So when you receive the shariram and when you leave it, Ishwaraha. Ishwaraha is the subject of this statement. Remember that what he spoke earlier, that mama amsha. My amsha takes this forms. So when he takes it and when he leaves it. Gruhitva etani sanyati. So having he takes it and he leaves. Like how he gives an example, Anupama, Vayu Gandhan Iva. Like the Vayu takes the scents, the gandhas, the various gandhas. Now this verse has to be very carefully understood. You should have imagined that he gave us a simple verse and now next verse, again, little relaxation he gave you in the previous verse. This verse can be read in two separate ways. When you use the word Ishvara, as you all know, you can use the word Ishvara to mean God. You can also use the word Ishvara to mean
Vasanas.
Vasanas. That means in this verse, you have to take both meanings. So what happens? He's talking about what happens at the time of death. So what happens at the time of death? Okay, what is death firstly? Death is when the subtle body, along with the gross body, along with the causal body, moves away from this gross body. Right? What is the gross body? This. What is death? My subtle body and causal body no longer inhabit this. If you try and understand it with an example, it will be something like, what is the death of a bulb? The body of the bulb is there. Electricity is also there. So what has happened? The fuse has broken. Right? That is the death of the bulb. So similarly with us, when you see a dead body is there. You know that, you can see it. Atman is also there. How do you know Atman is there?
All pervading.
Very good. Atman is all pervading. So it has to be there even in the body. Then what is not there? Subtle body and causal body is that which is gone. Okay, so this is the only thing that happens at the time of death, that your subtle body, which means your mind and intellect, and causal body, which means your vasanas, have left. That's all that happens. Then what happens after that? The theory tells us that the same subtle body and causal body will take another gross body. What the third test theory tells us. This we don't know. Can you verify any of this? No, you can't. How will you? Can you talk to a dead man and ask him what happened? No, you can't. Can you go to a newborn child and say कि भैया आप अपना subtle body, causal body लेके आए हो क्या? You can't do that. So how are you going to establish whether this is true or false? So here's a way of doing it. We follow the principle of yatha pinda tatha brahmanda. Means as the microcosm, so the macrocosm. In nature, we see cycles repeating. All the time, we are seeing cycles repeat. So we ask ourselves, is this a repeatable cycle? Is it possible that this is a repeatable cycle? Now, suppose we say, okay, let's see if it's a repeatable cycle. Then how does this work? Let's see what is happening while I'm alive. What is happening when I'm alive? When I'm alive, I am capable of three states. What are these three states? That only my causal body is there. That my causal body and subtle body is there. And that my causal body, subtle body, and gross body are there. We refer to these three states as deep sleep, dream, and waking. What happens in deep sleep? Only vasanas are there. Only vasanas are there. That means there's no manifestation of any sort. No thought, no action, no manifestation. Only vasanas are there. That's my deep sleep. Then what happens? Then dream state starts. Now what happens in the dream state? Vasanas are there. They're always there. And then there's some manifestation, some thought, some emotion, something is happening in that dream. The thoughts are playing. So vasanas are there and thoughts are there. That means causal body is there, subtle body is there. Then what happens? Then you can come awake. What does it mean that you've come awake? Your gross body has also started doing something. Right? There are three possibilities while we are alive. So when we are dead, what of these possibilities are there? Is your gross body doing anything? No. That is very clear. So that's out of the equation. So what have you got left? You got left subtle body and causal body. So now what are your possibilities? Your possibilities are either only causal body will be there, or your possibility is that causal body and subtle body will be there. Which means either your thoughts are manifesting or your thoughts are not manifesting. So when you die, either you will feel like you feel in deep sleep, or you will feel like you feel in dreams. You'll see something. What will you see? Whatever your interests are, just like. So Mahesh will see what? Mahesh will see research papers and universities and different philosophies. This is what he will see. What will Jayashree see? Assuming the thoughts are, then she will see Miss Universe contest and how she won it and all of that she may see. And then she may see Vedanta University also, because now her life is around Vedanta University. So she may see that in Vedanta University we are having a beauty pageant. I don't know what. Different things may happen. So different combination. What will Komal see? Komal will see that she has gone to Rishikesh. She is living there, but her whole family has also come and lived over there. And they have built a lovely house and they're living together in Rishikesh. No, each one. I'm just making up stories. Now, don't go to each one of them and say, oh, this is what you will see. I don't know what they will see. But the thing is, each one is possible. It's possible that they will see whatever they wish to see. Some will see heaven, some will see hell, some will see. So, suppose you're dreaming of God. If you're a Christian, you'll see Christ. If you are a Hindu, you will see. Difficult to say what you will see. If you are a Vaishnavite, you see Vishnu. If you are a Shaivite, you see Shiva. If you are a Ganesh Bhakt, you'll see Ganesha. Whatever it is you are, you will see that. Very interesting, no? Everybody will see God in the roop that he has worshipped. Because either your thoughts are manifesting or your thoughts are not manifesting. You have only two options. Gross body, you know, is not there. So now what? Now what he has said is it takes away like wind takes scent. So this you can understand as this movement takes place in the medium of all-pervading Atman. Like wind is everywhere, air is everywhere, and the gandha, the fragrance, goes in the wind somewhere. So similarly, your mind and intellect or vasanas in the medium of all-pervading Brahman move to wherever they have to go. You can take it like that. Or you can take it another way, which is that you take it as vasanas. So it moves within the medium of your vasanas. Because obviously, whatever world you're going to create is only going to be a subset of your own vasanas. When the Lord acquires a body and also when he leaves it, he takes these and goes as the wind carries the scents from their seat. So seat is obviously, seat represents
Gross body.
gross
Body.
body. Gross body. So what has he done? He has asserted the theory of reincarnation. Because you may think to yourself, where does it actually say it? Here he says it. He says it in another place which is more people are familiar with. What is the other place where he speaks about it? Where
Chapter 2.
chapter 2. What did he say there?
Vasansi Jirnani, that verse, I think.
As you change clothes, so too do you change bodies. This is where you got it from. Right. So did we cover everything? When the Lord acquires a body and also when he leaves it, he takes these and goes as wind carries the scents from their seat. So the Atman carries. Atman doesn't carry. Atman is all pervading. In the medium of Atman, these equipments take place, move from one gross body to another. Yeah, Deepraj.
So Atman does not, I mean, it moves in the medium of Atman. But it says that, I mean, it says Ishwar leaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
in the sense, like the fuse has broken, right? So you are not seeing any manifestation of energy, of light. So now when you take a new bulb and you plug it in, again you will see the light. As long as the fuse exists, the light will exist.
okay, so that fuse is the gross body.
No, fuse is
Okay.
the mind and intellect.
Fuse is the mind and intellect.
Gross body is the bulb, is the glass of the bulb. Electricity is Atman. And fuse is the mind and intellect.
So it leaves, it is seen as to have left because the gross and subtle body have left. But yes, yeah, subtle and causal body have left. But the moment it,
It's just easier to keep track of.
oh, yeah,
The fuse is broken.
yeah, but the electricity is there, but it seems to have gone. Thank you.
Janki ji, may I ask a question?
One second. Exactly what you would say कि when you say, अरे light नहीं है क्या? But actually light, by which you mean electricity, is there. It's just the fuses, the bulb is fused. Yeah, go ahead.
Janki ji, when you can you just repeat that Ishvara can be seen as, you can see it as two different. Can you just repeat that, please?
So the two is Atman and Vasanas.
Okay.
Right? Atman means, so if suppose you take it as Atman. See, Ishvara we say, even in normal usage, we use Ishvara to mean both God also and Vasanas also. Like when you say Ishwar Ichha, then it's Vasana Ichha, because whatever the Vasanas are, that is what's going to happen. Ishwar doesn't have an Ichha. Ishwar is not capable of Ichha, right? And you use Ishwar to mean Shiva, the auspicious. Both ways you're using it. Right? So ultimate auspiciousness is Brahman. Right? So you use it like it's used flexibly. So here also it's used flexibly. So if you take it in the sense of Atman here, then what does it mean? That in the medium of all pervading Atman, the causal and subtle body move. Okay? If you take it as Atman. You take it as vasanas. Then what does it mean? That your movement of your subtle body is always going to be a subset of your vasanas, no?
Correct.
So therefore both work. So now which one does he mean? He could mean either, because both work.
Okay. Thank you.
And the way he talks also is often in dual tongue.
Thank you, Jan.
So without this wind, the scent cannot move. Without Atman, the mind and intellect cannot move. The subtle body causes it cannot move. So when the Lord acquires a body and also when he leaves it, that means when you are seeing the expression of life somewhere, you've seen something born, you've seen something pass away. What is it? It is all happening in the medium of the Atman, with the movement taking place with reference to the causal body and subtle body. So once you develop that art of seeing things like that, your whole world is coated with a sense of divinity. And this is very much a part of our culture. When a person dies, on the road, you see, kandhe pe le ja rahe hain log. Okay, you're seeing that procession, no? They take it on the kandha, on the shoulder. They take the body and they go. And every Indian, when he sees that, his instinct is
Namaskar.
everyone, right? Who you don't know who went also, but you're doing namaskar. What are you doing namaskar? You don't know who. It may be a criminal for all you know. What are you doing namaskar for? It is ingrained in our culture. Meaning what? The subtle body has gone. Atman is still there. To that Atman, I do namaskar. That's why I'm saying Ram Naam Satya hai. That whatever changes, what remains with Ram Naam is the truth, is the reality. So this is something that is so ingrained in our culture. It is instinctive. We may stop doing it, but you feel like doing it because it's so ingrained in your culture. Now that same attitude, if we could have towards everything that goes away and everything that comes, Ram Naam Satya. Something has come to me, Ram Naam Satya. Something has gone from me, Ram Naam Satya. Because everything is moving in the medium of Atman. Things that come, things that go. Because the wind is taking the scent away, the Atman is still there. So it's not just that we understand this with reference to birth and death, but we understand it to every changing phenomenon. When the year changes, okay, 2024 is gone, 2025 has come. Atman is there. 25 will go, 26 will come. Atman is there. No matter what happens, funds come, funds go, Atman is there. Whatever happens, Atman is there. And that way of living life is the classical way of living life, is the spiritual way of living life. Whatever happens. Bahurani aa gayi, God alone is the truth. Bahurani or beta chale gaye, God alone is the truth. Everything you look like that. Everything you see. You can only see God. Then you will sing like, what is her name? Shabri. Rama, Rama, japte, japte, biti re umari. Rama, Rama, japte, japte, biti re umariya. Raghukula Nandan kab aoge, Dilni ki dagariya. Your whole life you did nothing else. Whatever happened, you could only think of one thought, that God is still here. Okay, it may be my best of time, it may be my worst of time. I may have got the Nobel Prize. God is still here. I may have lost the Nobel Prize. God is still here. My PhD thesis will be accepted and then I will be Dr. Deep Raj. But God is still here. Dr. Deep Raj, we'll have something happening to Dr. Deep Raj. God is still here. Comes and goes, whatever it is. You know that famous shloka of Shankara? He says, what is it? Can anyone tell me?
Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam.
Okay, that one up there. The very famous devotional one. Tatakim, tatakim. Guru ram kripadme manaschain lagni. If your mind is not on the feet of the Guru, if your mind is not at the feet of the Lord, tatakim, so what? Anything else is like, so what? Things have come and things have gone, so what? You know, so many problems come to us, right? So many things. Somebody's in hospital, some payment has to come, some target has to be reached. When all these things happen, that person leaves the hospital, when the target is reached, when anything, when the degree is obtained, is this the last problem you're going to have? Once this problem is over, something else is going to come. So what is the fuss about? Tatakim. So what? Oh, you don't know. I have come first in class. So what? Everybody who's come first in class has done well in life. Oh, you don't know, I've come last in class. So what? Everyone who's come last in class has done badly in life. So when you read verses like this, you have to project and go beyond. He's not simply talking about life and death and saying, okay, just understand there is rebirth. That is okay. That is a way of looking at it. But there is a rebirth constantly taking place. Every time you take the name of the Lord, if you remember the facts of life, you are going to be rejuvenated. So, Shariram yadavapnoti yacha api utkramati Ishvara. Comes, he takes it, he goes. He is there. It is just Vayur Gandha Nivashayat. From its shaya, from its seat, how the wind has taken away the scent. So too in my life, something has gone and something has come. But it's all happening in the medium of Atman. So that's it for today. We will continue next time and I will tell you about the status update as I do every Sunday. So what is the status update? Do we have Do we have any status update? No, we don't have anything much this time, except that we are hoping that by August, September, we will start the course, the first course on the campus. And it's a 1-year PG diploma course. If a person chooses to do the second year as well, it will become a postgraduate degree. So, and it will be along the lines of Vedanta education. Instead of waiting so long until we start the Vedanta University, we might as well get going with what we want to do. And the other advantage is if people do want to teach, then they would have already studied. So thank God we'll have teachers ready in that course as well. Only little, so the plot is being developed, as you know, water, electricity, waste disposal, 2,000 plants, all that is happening, that is going on. On the other hand, we are giving the order for the cabins, which will house 10 cabins, which will house about 20 people. And so that is going on one hand. Then we are associating with a university and writing out the course and everything. Mahesh is in charge of that. If anybody wants to help in any of this, please reach out to the people who are handling it and participate in whatever way you'd like to. So the courses and all the designing of the documentation and all that is on. And on the other hand, Jayashree is working very hard trying to organize a table seminar so that the plot is ready, the course, all the formality of the documentation is ready. And of course, we need the finances because that's where we are still struggling. So you want to help out in any way, you want to know more, reach out to us, be part of the whole thing. It's exciting work. And we are doing the best we can. So you want to help out, you want to reach out to us in any way. You know people in top management, CXOs, who can come to the table seminar. Then obviously the entire proceeds of the table seminar are towards getting ready for August. Or if you know CSR companies who can do CSR, or a high net worth individual who would like to make some kind of donation, or anybody who wants to make a donation, high net worth or otherwise, any way you'd like to participate in this, in the course, on the plot, in the funds, in the table seminar, feel free to join us. And let's all have fun together. So reach out to Jayashree. Jayashree, is it fine if everybody reaches out to you? You all know Jayashree, right? She is very famous over here. So I think everybody knows her. So reach out to her and we'll do it together. Yeah, remember by August, we're going to get all this ready. Okay, so that's it.